Good morning, everybody. So, Positive Thoughts Guy, Monday, September, I think 19th? Yeah, 19th. Today I want to give a little shout about what I like to call the Positive Guy mantra. This will be the first one. It'll be about understanding. And by understanding, I mean other people and kind of the perception other people have when it comes to being positively minded. So understanding other folks' kind of issue with it or potential problems will probably help you more than it'll help them. I mean, that's just the honest truth, is the fact that you can't tell anybody else what to think no matter who you are. I can't tell my wife, I can't tell my brother, I can't tell anybody other than myself what to do or what to think. So being positively minded is a journey of self, not a journey of like a crew of people. When it comes to understanding, you have to be understanding of a couple things. The first one being the misperception that most people will have about you and your mentality. Understanding that most folks find it difficult to think positively most of the time. And also understanding that you yourself can't change anybody else's perception. So you have to be okay with your own thoughts most of the time. Alright, so that's the first one. Understanding the misconceptions. Obviously, I think I talked about this in the first one, is that most people assume that positively minded folks are airy-fairies, head in the clouds, everything is full of jam and jelly, la la la. Not so much. As positively minded folks, we obviously understand the negative. The negative is a huge, glaring spotlight running itself throughout your life. You can see the negative in anything. That's what humans are good at, is just seeing the potential threats and weaknesses and things. But we, as positively minded folks, have changed ourselves to the idea of we can appreciate and understand the negative, but we are also discounting that in place of the positives that are coming from the same situation. Most people feel that as, another threat, because again, people are thinking about threat all the time. And you giving up this nice idea or trying to make lemonade out of lemons, you are a threat to those kind of people. So you have to always be wary of the fact that if your idea is one where it's mostly positive or mostly this and that, you will encounter some resistance from people that are not ready or not willing to make the leap of, you can't change it anyway, so might as well think of it in a better light. I mean, so that you have to understand and kind of get right with. Number two is, what the hell was it? Right. I was going on that bandwagon in the first one and totally spaced the second point that I made. But it's all good, because either way, well, let's jump to the third, it's okay. That having and understanding yourself is going to be the most important part as far as your transition to a positively minded person. So the positive thoughts persons and the positive minded peoples of the world, you have to understand that what you're thinking about will be negative and positive, which is fine. You just choose to only accentuate the positive aspects of a situation. And let's just take it from my own story for this one. I learned the hard way, and I always have, as far as when it comes to being a positive person. I was not necessarily that way. I would like to implore lots and lots of sarcasm, backtalk, kind of negative one-speak, because if you're a good speaker, you can throw in words that no one really understands or knows, even though you know they probably understand what it means and know. They just don't have an idea that you're really being backhanded with them. And that kind of caught up with me a couple times, just with people finally able to catch that really what I was saying was that they are not smart, not very efficient, not good. And that hurt me a hell of a lot more than it hurt the people I was trying to hurt. So at that point, I kind of got the idea of, geez, what's the point? What's the point in me trying to outsmart other people who are already, like, themselves, you know, either in pain or screwing themselves harder than I could possibly screw them? So that's when I came up with the idea that why should I even give these people a part of my understanding? Why should I waste any part of my thought process and energy on people that are worthless or not the kind of folks that I want to associate with or talk to or be a part of? And that was a huge turning point for me, because it was like, you know, I don't have to have everybody in the world like me. I don't have to have every single person out there be a part of my life. I have to only be very selective as to the people I allow in there and the folks that I want to choose to spend my time with. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same way. And the positive-minded idea is a journey of self at the end of the day. Because ultimately, you're the person you're accountable to. You're the only person who's going to comfort you. And even though you might have folks around you or with you all the time, like, you know, my wife or my friends or any of those, at the end of the day, it's me who has to live with myself. It's me who has to think about things, and it's me who has the ultimate decision as to how I perceive and how I interact with the world. And when closing, the positive mind is about understanding. It's about understanding the perceptions of others. You don't have to necessarily bend to others' perception, but just be aware that they're the negative and the people that will constantly be nitpicky or whiny or complaining to you because you choose to find a positive light in the face of so much negativity. And also, as the second point, because I forgot third point, but I forgot the second, it is that we are on a mission of self, and that ultimately you are the one accountable for yourself and your actions, your words, your procedures. You live with you. And to be comfortable with that, it's a great opportunity for you and for everyone else out there to consider the impact of your words and your actions, and then how they reflect upon you as a person. So with that, guys, I wanted to say thank you very much. I've had a pretty decent level of success in the last month. I've added nearly 150 subscribers in the last 2-3 weeks, and that's pretty intense, and I really appreciate the community out there. So thank you guys very much for your support. Please take a moment and drop a comment or a video response, whatever you guys feel like doing, and let's start the conversation. What do you guys think about being a positive-minded person? And have you run into any perception issues or understanding issues? And with that, I just want to say thank you again and again and again and again and again to all of you out there, and have a wonderful Monday.